Here in Ottawa, we love to walk and enjoy the outdoors. Ecology Ottawa and Walkable Ottawa have been working together to figure out how to make Ottawa more walkable. We talked to a lot of folks who love the walkable aspects of their neighbourhoods.
Do you live in a walkable neighbourhood?
Yes, I do. It's great. I can get around at all the local food stores and pharmacies and all different kinds of places that are easily walkable distance.
I'd say quite walkable. We live in a pretty beautiful little neighborhood.
It's generally pretty walkable if you want to. You can walk a lot of places around that neighborhood. We have parks near us that are easily accessible. That's one of the reasons we moved to the neighborhood. There are some banks nearby, there's a drugstore right nearby, all within walking distance from our place anyways. What I find though is that these locations of these amenities, you're competing with cars for walkable space, right? So it seems to be, the parking lots aren't nice places to walk, as you know. I don't know, people forget the rules of the road when they're in parking lots. It's crazy.
I feel like the neighborhood I live in is walkable. And I feel like most things are accessible by foot, certainly more car friendly. When there's more traffic, it doesn't feel safe. The traffic still goes really quickly through the community, and then they aren't very attentive to what is happening outside of their bubble.
Yes, I think I live in a pretty walkable neighborhood. I really enjoy having access to pretty much everything we need within walking distance. We're actually people who don't own a car because we prefer to live a walkable lifestyle. We're able to get to the resources that we need pretty easily.
Do you live in a walkable neighborhood?
So I would say I do. I don't live in the core of Ottawa. I live out in Gloucester, but I would describe it as walkable, but it is largely a car neighborhood, I would say. It's a suburb, and the suburbs are still designed for cars, so bike paths can suddenly terminate, sidewalks can suddenly terminate, so you can't rely on there being a bike path for your whole route or a sidewalk being there for your whole route when you're walking.
I consider our neighborhood walkable. Many things that we need are within walking. We often take the car, but we as often probably walk. We can walk to Lansdowne, we can walk to the Pretoria area where there's a Loblaws.
When we were looking for a house to buy, it was a real challenge to find a place in Ottawa that was walkable. We can walk to Farm Boy if we want to go that way, Loblaws if we want to pay a fortune that way.
I don't think so. Yeah, I live in Canada and I think I have to drive car whenever I want to go.
We've got lots of grocery stores and restaurants around. The amenities are very good.
What do I enjoy most about my neighborhood? The green space. That's one of the reasons we moved, and also it was a transit. So I think all that sort of worked together to make it attractive.
Just being local to everything and the canal.
It's a wonderful city. That's why I'm always just like, what to do today is always something fun and safe to do today,
There is good access to public transportation, quick walk to a bus stop or the LRT stop, gets you downtown to the core within minutes, really. So that's very handy.
There's roads, there's stuff like that. But there's a lot of nature to kind of balance out the stress of the concrete. You feel like you're in a natural place even though you're in the nation's capital. And so I think everybody in Ottawa should feel this way.
Sometimes I use my car, but mainly it's use my bike and walk. That suits me just fine. There's certain things that I do need a car for, but I mean, there's things that I can find locally if I really wanted to.
Yeah, to go shopping or to pick up anything.
I think I do 90% of everything by car, even in this neighborhood. Also, if you're working full-time and you're on the road already in a car, so you end up doing a lot of the things.
The train being down was a pretty big hurdle a while ago. And now it's a bit of a deterrent, right? It's a little bit of a deterrent when it's 15 minutes in the car, but it's 3 hours by the bus and train.
More supermarket and farm markets. They also need more walkable sidewalks, bus stops. Yeah, more frequent public transportation also is important. Yeah.
Better transportation, public transportation?
Yeah, I think that would make a really big difference. Yeah. Close to some bus stops and close to some LRT stops
But
and
we can't access like our work or where we would frequently go shopping with those.
Right, so they don't, you
unfortunately.
can't.
more roads like this that are dedicated solely to biking and like foot traffic, I think that would make it more safe and more accessible too.
Coming to events at Lansdowne and coming to some of these bigger happenings as this neighborhood starts to implement more options for entertainment and for things for people to attend. I think that starts to create some congestion, so I worry about that, and trying to make sure that we have good alternate options to get there in addition to driving the car.
We moved into Old Ottawa East just before the Greystone development, which is a very high intensity development. With that has been increasingly interesting small restaurants, bakery and that kind of thing. And so we really look forward to more because the community now has grown with all this density, and it's of a demographic that would patronize many types of restaurants, or a pub would be very nice.
To get the LRT running, I hope.
When I see cars, I think, oh, it's a car. It's not living up to what this neighborhood can be. I'd love to see a linear park along here.
So lots of people love to walk and bike in their neighborhoods, and some areas of Ottawa are great for this. But we also heard from folks who simply can't reasonably walk to shops or parks from their home. They shared lots of concerns. Many of the people we interviewed talked about transit and how much of a difference it would make in their lives if they had efficient transit to their neighborhood. Walkability and access to transit make our lives better. Folks want to live in places where they can easily get to the things they need with the freedom to choose how to do it. So please contact your city councillor and let them know that walkability is important for you, your household, and your neighborhood.